the pride of Ecuador, one Marlon Cheeto Vera. There he is. Hello, Marlon. I tried to have a moment there with you two guys, but it didn't really work out.
Yeah, well, call him back.
No, I think it's okay. He said he's going to see you on Wednesday.
Yeah, we have a sit down interview, I guess, face to face.
Ooh, who's that for? For ESPN?
Who fucking knows?
Who fucking knows? Yeah.
You want me to ask them to put you in there in the middle?
Listen. If they want the views and the ratings, you call Hilwani. We all know that.
Oh wow, I like the confidence. I love it.
Hey, Dom had nice things to say about you.
Yeah, good for him. I don't have a problem with him. Like, let's put it like that. People get it twisted. Just because I keep it real in a way, like, you're not my fucking friend. Like, I'm not gonna, hold dicks with you and fight. We can be like, oh, my brother, the best man will win. I don't see it like that, dude. Fighting is a fucked up thing to do for a living. So, all my friends are gonna be there. My closest people is gonna get in the cage with me. My family, my wife, my kids will be there. My dad, my mom. So that's the people, Ty. I don't have anything against no one. This is not about Dominic. This is not about my last opponent or my future opponent. I just don't give a fuck. We are fighters. We're gonna get in a fucking cage, and one man is gonna make half of their paycheck. There's anything friendly in fighting. So I don't know if I really hurt his feelings or he get weirded out with me. I'm a professional, I respect everybody, but if you are about to fight me or we can fight, I'm not gonna be nice to you. So I'm gonna be nice to my people. I'm gonna be nice to Hawani. I'm gonna be nice to the people around the employees at UFC. From the guy that fucking mops the floor to the guy that tell me how much money I'm gonna make. I treat everyone the same because that's how I want to be treated. But if me and you are fighting, that's a different story. Fuck you. I'm not your friend. From my heart, I want to do everything to beat you. And I work so hard that I can only expect something good. And it's still a chance that you still not successful because that's how fucked up life is. You can do everything right. It's still a chance you can lose. So there's nothing against the guy. There's nothing against nobody. But there's a man in front of me. And I gotta work. I gotta get on top of him.
Fair to say, biggest fight of your career?
Fuck, hard to say that with Jose Aldo, dude.
But I feel like the stage, right? Like main event, San Diego, all that stuff,
At the moment, is the biggest fight of my career. Is the one that I have in front of me right now. He's a guy that hold the belt for a long time. Didn't fight a lot, but hold it for a long time. And WEC champion. So, yeah, the biggest fight today, yes.
Like back in the day, if I would have told you you're going to fight Dominick Cruz, like when you're a young kid coming up in this business, probably, you're thinking, that the fact that he outlasted all these guys, right, with all the injuries, the fact that like Faber is gone, Benavidez is gone, all these dudes are gone, he's still around. It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing. It's cool. And it's also might have the opportunity to put a stamp on him and move forward and go grab that belt. So it's a great opportunity. It's a fucking huge stage. Main event in San Diego. Back-to-back main events. This doesn't happen all the time. This doesn't happen like that. So I'm going to do everything in my power to come out victorious, and I'm prepared. I trained my fucking ass off. I didn't take anything for granted. I didn't think just because I looked phenomenal last fight, I'm going to look phenomenal this fight. This is another fight. This is another opponent. I went from 0 to 100. So I'm prepared. People expect me to be 1,000% ready on Saturday night. There's nothing. There's no insurance plans. There's no excuses. I'm ready to go, and I'm willing to die to win this fucking fight.
God, I love this fight so much. It's one of my favorite fights of the year. By the way, true or false? I know you'll tell me the truth. Was this not supposed to be in Boston originally? Tell them, Cheeto. Tell them.
They called me
Yeah.
to fight Petr Yan on Boston, Massachusetts, August 13th.
Thank you.
Petr Yan, that fat cunt, declined the fight because he was eating pizza in Italy. And he said, like, oh, I don't have time to make the weight. I don't have time to prepare. If I'm that easy money, why you just don't say, fuck it? I finished my slide and kick your ass. But he declined the fight. He said he want to fight in November, October. So I was like, you ain't that cool to wait for you, buddy. So I was like, I want action. I want to fight. I want to make money. Come on, let's go. And they went, well, he declined. Now we move. You want to fight Dominick Cruz? I was like, sure. Why not? And then why I'm gonna lie? There's no lies. When you speak the truth, dude, you don't need to remember anything. So yeah, that's what happened.
That's right.
That's not shit talking. That's not beef between me and the Russian fat guy. He just didn't have the time. He was doing a little trip in Europe. Good for him, dude. Like, good for him.
Which fight did you like better?
Just as equal.
Equal?
There's no better, there's no less. Dominick's a little older. Let's keep it real. He probably won't keep up the way Jan will, but it's still a fist fight, dude. You can broke your pink and you're fucked. A cut can change the fight. So I'm not thinking this is gonna be any easier. I'm fucking waking up every day thinking this is gonna be the hardest, bloodiest, ugliest fight of my life. But I think like that about every single guy. You can bring the guy, I don't know, that never trained. And I'm gonna take it as serious as that because this is serious. This is not a game. So that's why I work so hard. But for me, they were just as equal. Like, just as hard, just as tough.
Were you at all surprised when Dom agreed? Because I remember when you were on last time, you were like, this guy turns me down. Screw this guy. Like, were you surprised when he said yes?
Well, how you say no to somebody that is ahead of you?
Right.
Like the winner of this fight can really fight for the belt. Like, he can be a former champion, he can have the name. But, his last 2 wins was an unranked guy and Pedro Munoz that haven't do well lately. Like, Pedro got 4 losses in a row.
Yeah. Well, the last one, do you count the last one as a loss?
No, I'm counting Frankie, Aldo, who else? I think it's 2-1-2, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can get like you can go too far with that with a decision winner with that, and so he had to take it at this point, and he did declare. I think why he thought we have a beef or anything is because I just say the truth. I'm like, hey, you declined the fight again. Come on, dude. Fuck you. But there was nothing against him. I was just fucking putting it out there to see if any other contender want to take it. I called out the whole division. I wasn't your show after Frankie. I'll say anybody, Corey, Merab, rematch Aldo. I'm not picky, dude. I don't have that issue. I'm a fighter. I'm gonna fight.
Are you a mad guy? He says you seem very mad.
Bro, I think I smile more than anybody.
I know.
I just think he's a little older, He's, different age, probably. He's used to, I don't know, people kissing his ass. I don't know. Maybe his last 3 opponents are very kind. They're like, Munoz is a really nice guy. I know Munoz. I like Munoz. I'm happy we don't even fought because we're cool. Casey Kenny, I'm sure he's a nice guy. But I'm like, what he wants? Treat him with respect like a former champion. You won't get that from me. Fuck you. I respect you. That's why I train so fucking hard. But I'm not gonna be like Mr. Dominick Cruz. Fuck you.
When you see him, he says sometimes you push his buttons, you get under his skin backstage at the events. Does this happen?
But I ask him, and I'm like, yo, you want to fight? Let's fight. Like,
you come up to him and ask him that?
I asked him before, but I don't look. I'm not a fucking punk. I'm not trying to do things for the gram. I'm not fucking trying to put on an act. It's like making business. I'm like, hey, you want to fight? Like, come on, I'm here. Like, let's make it easier. If you tell Sean, I tell Sean we want to fight, we just skip that fucking long negotiation of like maybe let me ask him what day works for you. So I'm a fighter, dude, and when I'm backstage, dude, there's been and you can ask Dana at some point. I go to work on Saturdays and some fight fell off. I text Dana like, yo, I'm here if you want to pay me a little bit. I jump in there and do it for fun. It, I ask about 45ers and 35ers. I'm like, you know, and it wasn't like big fights. I was like, you know what? Hey, I'm here, dude. You want me to jump in? And he just laughed. He's like, fuck off, you crazy son of a bitch. But I'm like, I've been real. Like, just imagine work with a couple 100,000 without expecting it. That's pretty cool, dude. So I'm like, why not? So the couple of times I saw him, I'm not trying to shake his hand and have a conversation. Like I'm like, what the fuck is that? I do that to the guy in the door. I do that to the camera guy. I do that to my Mexican friend that is working around. I'm friends with everybody. But if you're in my weight class, yeah, fuck, I won't be too friendly to you. Especially if you're up there and you're a good win.
Let me ask you about two fights coming up because you're connected to all these people. Are you surprised that O'Malley's fighting Yan?
Not at all. Like, Jan was left over, right? Everybody's booked. We know that. We got the Merab Aldo in 2 weeks. We got Sonja Don and Corey Sanhagen, title fight, myself and Dominic. So he's left alone. Uh, what happened in the fight with O'Malley and Munoz was like, that's a shit fight for both guys. Like, no one win. There's nothing going on. Everybody make half of a check. So it's like, let's use a guy with the bigger name. Let's throw it in there. It's, it, I would do it if I'm in power. I'm gonna be like, sure, hey, you too, go in there.
Who wins?
I don't know. Well, if you go on performance, if you go and see the last 3 4 fights of each guy, you got a guy in Petr Yan that is a skill fighter, is tough, was kicking Olyman's ass at the end of the first fight, throw that knee, I don't know how, lost his belt. In the rematch, he got control. He lost in control time, which there's no shame on that. That win is a fucking win. So he's fighting at the highest level. In the other side, we can really go opponent by opponent. Almost everyone losing record besides me, and I stop him. And it's like, the skill is there, the talent is there, and I'm sure that at this level everybody got balls. It's just you haven't shown it. That's why when people started saying like, "Oh, people don't think I'm good," I'm like, no. I think smart fighters, people that have a sense of common sense, know you're good. You're just fighting C-level competition. Hard to judge that in the UFC. Like if you're handpicked since debut until today, and then the only 2 fights that were hard or test, you didn't pass it. On one, you got stopped. On the other one, you eye poke the guy in both eyes. So you can put all this show. You can have this mag. You can have this fan base. You can have everything. You gotta still gotta fight. Without fighting, without winning, without earning respect, you're in the back of the line. So in Pepper is a hard fight, but also you got nothing to lose. You already have insurance plans. You already know, oops, I lost to number one. Or oops, I knock him out. Is honestly is how Jan show up. Is he gonna take it serious? Is he gonna think it's gonna be easy? The mind is a motherfucker. So we'll see. It's tricky, but in paper, Jan should beat him up.
What about TJ Aljo that same night?
I believe TJ got the real fighter mindset. Like he's gonna come after him, and he's a real wrestler. Like I didn't grow up wrestling. There's no wrestling in high school. I just have a couple scraps in recess, but so I see it like this: if he stopped the takedowns and he put pressure, he can start overwhelming. But People can talk shit about Starling. I talk shit about Starling just because I don't personally like him. But the guy is still a fucking good fighter. He get a hold of you. He's gonna control. He's gonna get you tired. I don't think he's too much of a good guy that can hold people down, but he got good transitions to the back. He can catch a neck. So it's a good fight too. That one is hard to judge. It's honestly how the momentum started taking. Who's putting the pressure? Who's making damage? T is not a 20-year-old either, so we'll see what happens.
What about Merab Aldo next week?
Aldo is being successful his whole career against guys with
Yeah.
shitty striking and really good wrestling. Like, I'm not talking shit about Merab. He's winning fight. He put pressure. He got a gas tank, but he's just throwing a big overhand to the takedown. And Aldo's clean. Aldo's clean. Aldo can throw numbers. The only thing at this point is like, can Aldo hold up? But for 3 rounds, he can hold up a little bit. I got him pretty tired at the end of the second, but I believe my pressure is pretty good. I believe I can find those shots that can hurt people. Merab is gonna throw crazy punches, spinning heel kicks, he comes like a fucking hurricane, and then he shots. And he haven't shown that he can hold people down, but he can shoot over and over and over and over. So Aldo, that's really good against that style of fighter. He did it with Frankie twice. He did it with many guys. So if Aldo find a way to don't blow his lungs, he can little by little start popping the jab, putting together punches with kicks. But you know, Merab is a fucking hard guy. So if he can just connect one of those big bombs and keep landing pressure, maybe. But Aldo moves really good on his feet. I was in front of him, so he moved pretty well.
Have you been told you win on Saturday, you're getting title shot?
No, and I don't give a fuck about that. That's something I cannot control. It's all about performance at this point. It's all about what you do, right? If you do something really sexy, if you do something like, you get the fans standing up, you can jump the ladder. If you get in there and, put in a kind of like shitty performance but still winning, you gotta hope those other 3 fights are shit. But the way I fight and the way I prepare myself, I'm expecting a fun fight. So I don't really trip on those things. Like, I'm not, all my energy is in training, recovery, get better, kick some ass. If, let's say, I go in there and put a fucking clinic and crazy KO, and they go, fuck you, we give the title to this guy, I'm like, cool. Then I just ask for a meeting and see what we can do. Get a new contract, get a little money. I don't know. I'm not a guy that like to deal online like some
Sure.
other idiots that go online and say like, fuck you. Then it's like, that's not gonna work well. Just, ask for a meeting, give it a kiss on the forehead, and break bread. I'm not tripping on that, dude. I have a hat that says "Don't trip," Mac Miller hat. So I'm not focused on what can happen. I just know one thing. I'm ready to go. I'm in great fucking spirits. I'm pleased with my camp. So I'm cool.
I see you out there training with Luke Rockhold. You and Luke, man. Golly. Ripped.
That fucker is a biz, dude.
I saw you guys do a race.
Yeah, we sprint together. That motherfucker he's born with some extra. That fucker can go.
Wow.
And he's a big dude, dude. He's a big dude.
I have to ask you, before I let you go, I have to ask you about the return back to Ecuador. What a scene this was. Wow. It warmed my heart. First, the media that showed up, it was like you were the president. What was it like? Tell me.
It was another level, dude.
Did it surprise you?
I expect that. Okay. I was expecting something crazy because last time I went there, that was after I beat Andrew Ewell in Florida. Okay. I was on a nice win streak, and dude, I couldn't leave my mother's house. So, all the big fights came after that. The Sonja Don drama, O'Malley, Aldo, fucking the war with David Grant, the blood, Frankie Edgar. Then I show up to Ecuador, dude. it was on another level. And it takes a special mindset to deal with that, because that can burn any man. That no one knows how to deal with that. Either you know how to deal with that, or you can handle that. That can fuck with you. And I'm glad I have a good mindset, and I don't get my mind blurry in the cloud. I just, I let the people enjoy it. I let the people, you know, have that satisfaction to see me. But to me, my mind is always improve, get better, and have a lot of gratitude with that people. But don't think that's it. That's not it. Saturday night when the lights are on, the catch is locked. No one from that is gonna do it for you. So you gotta be ready. You will see careers fall, and that happened right in the past. When people become that,
Right.
they just can't handle it. They think that's gonna do it for them, and fame is just an illusion. Fame is just, I appreciate the love. I always said, I always thank the people, but you still gotta work. You still gotta do the thing of getting better, and keep just progressing, moving forward, because without work, everything's diluted.
You have the Nino over there, the Nina?
Ellie, say hi.
Hey. Hi. Hello. Wow, what a
Papi
cutie.
She's saying Daddy gonna win, right?
Wow. Oh my gosh. What a hug. That is amazing. How old is she?
How old are you? ¿Cuántos años?
Tres? Cuatro.
No. Tres.
She tried
Almost 4.
She tried to add one to the Does she understand what you do?
Not yet. My son and my daughter started to pick up on things like why random people came always to you in the street. And I just tell them, yeah, they're friends. But then the Nacho one, they told me like, wait a minute. Cinnamon. They're like, yeah, but that guy's not your friend. He don't come to the house to see you. I'm like, okay, you got me. So one day I kind of explained them like, well, when you win fights, people like you, that you've seen some TV and things like that. So they're kind of getting it, but they do get a little overwhelmed. Like when UFC or ESPN come to the house and there's a camera crew, and I'm like, hey kids, we gotta do something for the camera. Like I'm like, you guys gonna play? You guys wanna eat ice cream? They get like a little like, yeah, but tell them to leave. I'm like, they're friends too. They're like, okay, they're friends. So it's I try to let them know little by little, and just trying to give my best example I can to them.
Man,
it's all we can do. Make a better version of ourselves and them.
Amen. But I saw you at the school, man. It was amazing. You're holding these kids. You're signing these autographs. That was nuts. These are like high school kids.
Yeah, and even smaller than them. Like they were my son age. They were, dude. One kid was like, "Come on, punch me, punch me." I was like, "I'm not gonna punch you." He's like, "No, I want to be punched by you." And then I was like, "I don't know, your dad will like that." So I just kind of like just touch him in the arm. Dude, they were. I never felt that energy. Not even for adults. Like they were going crazy. They were pulling my shirt. They were like, "Can you put me in your shorts?" I was like, "I think you're a little old for that, dude."
Yeah.
Dude, they were jumping out of the bus when the bus was kind of like driving out. When somebody just yelled my name, they started jumping out of the bus. I was like, holy shit. And I went really undercover. I went like 30 minutes before they came out to pick up my nephews, so no one kind of see me. Dude, it used to take one kid to yell Chito Vera, and that place get into fire. Like I was just like, oh, what's up, kids? And my friends, they were trying to kind of like to move them to go to the car, because I got my nephew in the arm, and they were like pulling him so hard that he was kind of like, oh, that hurts, that hurts. The kid is 7-year old or 6-year old, sorry, and they was like, I was like, okay, let him go, let him go. Like they pulled his shoes away, dude. It was crazy.
Amazing. I can't imagine how that made you feel. You come back home, you have all these kids, these students just grabbing you. So you're holding your nephew, I think it was. You're signing with the other hand. It was amazing.
Yeah, it feels like all the work I put is paying off, and what feels the best about that love is it's not just cool to be famous, but it's like you're doing it right.
Yeah.
Because adults can get blurry by a watch, by a car, be like, oh, I want to be your friend. If a kid like you, it's because you're doing the right thing. So in my heart, in my soul, that was the thing that kind of like was the most gratification. I was like, okay, I'm doing the right things. I'm putting the right examples out there. I know I cause a lot in the interviews, but it's just my energy. But at the end of the day, when kids love you, it's like when Rocky was running on the streets and all the kids were behind. I'm like, you're doing something right. So that just helped me as a dad to keep going.
Oh my gosh. Your daughter is melting my heart here.
So she's like the most attached to me. Like we have going for the last 4 days to the park, and she's like, "Can we go to the park?" I'm like, "We went 4 times. Like, leave me alone." And she's like, "No. But you like the park." I'm like, "I know I like the park, but I'm like, I'm fighting a couple days." But dude, she gives the most energy. She's so energetic. She's like, she's good to keep it around. I like it around, especially when I'm cutting weight. I told my wife to bring her because she started like getting on my head.
Oh, wow.
And the other day she went like, she told me everything's gonna be all right. I'm like, my girl.
Oh my God, that is amazing! You're gonna make me cry. Two last things, and then I'll let you go. What is that thing I saw on your Instagram? There was like a parade, and it was like a mini cage, and it had your name on it. It was like yesterday. I saw on your Instagram. There was some parade in Ecuador. What was that?
So in August 7, it's like the kind of like the party of of it's like the 800 years of being a city where I'm from.
Okay.
So they make these like parades with kids from the school, and one of the schools decide to build a little cage and put a kid on there throwing punches and kick, and put one of the songs that somebody made for me in Ecuador, Jose Victoria. That's the name of the rapper.
He made you a song?
And I have a couple of songs.
What? Man.
Yeah.
Shit, you're big time.
Yeah, dude, is hard work pays off, dude. And I feed from that. Like I really think the best thing you can do is don't let those things get to your head.
Yeah.
And they just keep coming bigger. So that's what I appreciate the most about just keeping a good mindset, because it feels so cool to be down to earth and have everything you want in life. That's what really makes me the most happy, because we're human. Sometimes we get fooled by things. We jump in the cloud, and then we're like, it just doesn't feel right, and takes a lot of guts to figure that out. And I'm just glad I have the right people around me. Just giving you little reminders, and follow the guts it's a lot. And that thing you saw is happened on August 7. That's like the party of Chone. So it's like, I think like 820 some years of being a city, and they did that for me. Is that people started tagging me, and some they have like the UFC shirts with the Vera last name on the back and stuff like that, and it was cool. I was surprised, like no one told me.
It was amazing.
That's awesome. And then also in LA was the Ecuadorian parade, and they invited me to be like the captain. I don't know how to call it, to be like on front of the cars. And I was just like, it's a week before a fight, so it's just hard to put my energy into it, because you gotta give love to the people, and that takes a lot of energy. So I was like, hey guys, like the next time I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna use all this energy on Saturday night, and you guys will be more happy when my hand is raised.
We were looking before you came on the biggest arenas and stadiums in Ecuador. There's some big ones, the soccer ones, but I feel like a card with you, Michael Morales, throw in a couple other. I mean, this would be a huge deal.
I think we can make it happen. Just, and I think they know that. They just they're almost waiting for the perfect time. Which again, I don't trip. Little by little, you will see more talent. One of my friends just lost in contenders by decision. Wasn't his best performance. I know the kid is good. He will come back. He will figure out how to make it. Michael is kicking ass, and he's coming from a family of athletes. Like mom and dad are like beautiful players. So, that kid is 23 years old. Like, I'm like, when I was 23, I wasn't at that level. Like,
Right.
when I was 23, I was kind of like, how I fight. Like, thank God I was born with a big set of balls, because that would take me until today. But at 23, my level was low. Like, I wasn't a very good fighter. I just had what is needed, and that's right here. But a guy
Corazon.
like him, you just keep polishing him, and you have a monster in that kid. So I'm happy. I talked to him a couple of times. I told him, like, hey, keep focused, keep looking forward. Don't go sideways, don't go backwards, keep moving forwards. Because for them, it's like, for me, when I started, it's like, it was new. Now, the road is made. Now, like, they fight, the entire country knows now.
Wow.
So for them, I wouldn't say it's easy, because now they have to deal with all the pressure right away, because now everybody knows. When I was fighting, it was, family, friends, like, small percentage of people at the beginning, in my first 3, 4 fights, small people, getting crazy. Now it's like, it's almost like their fault because
Yeah.
of me. Like, now
That's what I was gonna say.
everybody's
It is because of you.
now. I try,
Yeah.
but I always tell them, like, hey, keep going forward, keep getting better, because evolution in this game is the most important thing.
Uh,
You can be right.
Last thing, are we keeping the beard for the fight? What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it, but after every fight, I take everything off
I
and
know.
let it grow again. It's like planting a seed, let the tree go, chop it down, going again.
Well, I can't wait for this. Thank you for doing this on the Monday before the fight. Good luck to you. A short drive, right? What is it, like 2 hours away from where you live?
Yeah, we're driving out tomorrow morning, getting there, checking in, and then let the let fight we go.
Let's
I'm
go.
excited, man. I'm ready. My body feels good. My energy is right. My mind is right. So it just come down to Saturday night. Who wanted more? And I know that. I already know the answer of that question. So I just gotta go in there and do it.
Good luck, Cheeto. Thanks for doing this. I wish you
Thank
the
you, brother.
best, my friend. All the best.
Appreciate you.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
There he is. Marlon Vera. What a fight. Golly, what a fight.